See, I want to before we get into like who had the best draft, I do want to say biggest steal. Because there's a lot of steals in this draft. I mean, if you look at this draft,
well,
with a lot
it's
of
hard
guys
to say
falling,
steal without seeing him play a day, but from the value-wise, what we've seen up to the draft, all the mocks and everything.
Deontay Murray.
Ellinson.
I'm going Deontay Murray. It's a beautiful match.
I'm just throwing out guys there.
But Ellison was nice. Stan Van knows what he's doing. He's got a stretch four, and that Pistons team is set up to succeed at this point. I think that's a fantastic job.
It's tough to see all of these names, and you're like, this guy could have gone later. This guy could have gone later. Bryce Johnson was a good pick from the Clippers, but then again, that was kind of another fallback there. I look at Murray and Damian Jones as great picks there from the Spurs and Golden State Warriors. I look at a guy like Henry Ellison, great pick there. Wade Baldwin, great pick from Memphis. As though I don't like his attitude, maybe Memphis can mold him into a guy that can be a player first there. I look at Juan Hernan-Gomez. Great pick from the Denver Nuggets. You needed shooting. You got shooting. And I'll talk about your Bulls. I think the Bulls made a fantastic pick.
That was the best pick. To me,
I just figured we were going to wait for this guy to go off on the Bulls.
Yeah,
I didn't want to talk about it.
This is your time to shine.
This is this man.
Well, I didn't want to bring it up because for those of you who don't know...
You bring up the Bulls in every single show.
Yeah, I know.
It's literally impossible for you to not talk Bulls.
It kind of messes you up, but whatever. I love the Bulls. And this was like... I made a tweet earlier in the day. I said, these were the guys... I had 4 guys. Sabonis, Baldwin, Ulis, Valentine. 4 guys... that I would have been happy with at 14. Valentine was number 1 on that list.
Yeah.
He was the guy that after we traded Rose, I'm like, we're not going to take a big guy because we got Robin Lopez. And then Valentine comes in and I'm like, fucking great. This is a guy that I've watched all the time. This could be my Big Ten bias coming out, but this was a home run by the Bulls. And I'm not used to this. I'm used to the Tony Snell drafts where I say it's a bad pick. People say, "Oh, I watched him in New Mexico," and then call me an idiot. That's what I'm used to.
And then we watch him fail in the NBA.
Yeah, and
you also hated the Bobby Portis pick too.
You weren't a huge fan.
No, okay. The Bobby Portis pick I wasn't a huge fan of because yet again I thought we should have went with point guard, but it wasn't like the Tony Snell pick.
We were trying to move to point guard years ahead of time.
I didn't hate it.
Yep.
This was just one where it's like I've never felt this happy about a Bulls pick since Derrick Rose.
Honestly, it's a fantastic fit.
Which is funny because we had to trade Derrick Rose to make this pick.
Well, not to make this pick.
We would have went with a big guy. We wouldn't have went with Denzel if Rose was still on the team. That's what I'm thinking.
Denzel gives us amazing versatility. I mean, this is a guy who can play 2 through 4. And it's scary to think that him fitting into this Bulls, it's literally just a plug and play. Like, he comes in day one. He's going to get points, rebounds, and assists for us right off the bat. He's got a fantastic handle. One of the things we were talking about was leadership from this organization. He comes in, and I hope to God he plays up with. Oh my God!
Just
could you imagine Jimmy? Yeah, I was like, that's the concern. Is Jimmy?
Oh.
Well, Dougie's not even in his. We're talking as far as a leader of this team. I'm talking a leader of this team.
I'm just talking about how these pieces are now going to work together, and I'm just excited for.
I'm worried about locker room presence
tomorrow, man.
Locker room presence. If he buys in under Dougie, oh God, under Jimmy.
We'll see these guys in summer league.